lose. This is what I came here to do. I walk that wire and I take that step. Won't look down, got no regrets. Won't look down, got no regrets. I was made for this. I was made for this. Born in the wild, formed in the fire, built for the battle. Oh, I was made for this. I was made for this. The mind over matter, silence the doubters. I have the power. Oh, I was made for this. All my bones are dislocated, I just keep on wandering along. Got this falling over, and since then I have been everything you want. Everything complete, everyone was trying to mess it. Close the gate and buckle up, my gasoline is everything we want.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Common Sense with Chief Culp. It is Tuesday. It is not 7 o'clock. We're doing a special time tonight, 6 o'clock. Got some things that have to be done later on this evening, but welcome to Common Sense. I appreciate you guys being here. And tonight, I'm very excited to have a near and dear friend of mine on the show tonight. I would say that he is a brother from another mother. I've known him for quite a few years now, and he's involved in something that is very near and dear to my heart, and that's the End of Watch ride. It's a ride to remember our fallen heroes, our fallen law enforcement officers, and boy, was there a lot of them last year. But I'm going to show a really quick video clip. It's about a minute and a half about the End of Watch, and then we'll bring him on. So check.
End of Watch Ride to Remember is a group from the state of Washington traveling across the country to honor fallen officers from 2019. End of Watch organizer Jagrut Shah says they want to show departments who've lost partners and friends they are not alone.
I wanted to bridge this gap that we have and bring back to the department, let the deputies or the officers know that their lost has not been forgotten.
In 2019, 146 officers were killed in the line of duty, and End of Watch Ride to Remember is on a mission to pay their respects to each of them.
For us, it's just important realizing that the men and women in blue everywhere should remember that they haven't been forgotten. We're not forgetting them. We want the families to know that their loved ones have not been forgotten.
All right, how about that? So without any further ado, I would like to invite my friend Jagrut Shah, otherwise known as JC, to the show. JC, thank you very much for joining me tonight. How you doing?
Good, doing good, Chief. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm even better because you're on my show.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing us on.
So we've got some exciting news, right? Something is happening this Friday. Can you tell everybody what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So Friday, the 28th, we are going to be departing from Lone Wolf Harley Davidson in Spokane Valley, and we're going to be starting our end of watch ride to remember. We'll be visiting 194 departments in 46 states, over 22,500 miles, and hopefully bridge this gap that we started last year with all the departments and meet wonderful, wonderful survivors and honor them and respect them and show them and let them know that their loved one's not going to be forgotten.
And it's leaving first thing in the morning, right? On Friday, leaving Lone Wolf Harley.
Yep, we're going to leave
Valley.
leaving at 8 o'clock from Lone Wolf Harley. We'll be heading, our first stop will be Afraid of Washington. And we're going to be honoring an officer, a Grant County deputy sheriff over there. Then we'll be going to Yakima County and honoring a Yakima deputy, and then heading to the west side.
So, are people allowed to join in the ride, to follow the rolling memorial along from one spot to another?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If somebody wants to join in, we just ask that they stay behind our large trailer and obviously watch and respect all rules and regulations on the road.
Right. So this could be quite a caravan by the time it gets from one point to another, possibly, right? If people wanted to roll along with the memorial.
Yes, it could. It could definitely become a caravan. We saw a lot of that last year, and I think the longest stretch we had was about 80 motorcycles.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I know I was over in Everett and Stanwood this last weekend and talked to a group of bikers and told them we were coming over in that area. And they said they're going to get their friends together and probably meet us. There's a stop up north of Everett, right?
That's correct. We're going to be in Tulalip and going to the Tulalip tribe and honoring their officer, and then heading to Bothell.
Excellent. So yeah, anybody listening, make sure that I got the website right there on the screen, endofwatchride.com. Make sure you go there and check out the locations that we're going to be stopping in Washington State and then all across the United States. And I'm really honored, JC, that you invited me to ride a Harley on the legs in Washington State. It's really an honor to be able to go out and show respect and love to the families and all the survivors of our fallen heroes. So,
yeah, no, Chief, we are excited. You're going to be on that first leg of Washington. Washington's your hometown, a home state. I think it was it was extremely well received on our end, and we were honored that you would even partake in that run.
Well, I love to ride Harleys, and I'm looking forward to meeting the families and the survivors and just honoring those officers. You know, I think that video was about the 2019, the ride that you had in 2020, honoring the 2019 fallen officers, and there was only 100 and some at that time, correct?
Yeah, we only had 147. Well, and they say only, only means that's a lot. We had 147 officers, but this year is going to be extremely tough and emotional because we have 338 on our trailer.
338. Wow. And
That's
and that showing that video, that I played just a few minutes ago, it's pretty emotional. I have not been on a ride or a stop where the families of a fallen officer have come to see the rolling memorial, but just seeing the video, of the wives and the mothers and the brothers and the children of the fallen officers, that little boy that is reaching up to his father's picture on the side of the memorial. That's heart-wrenching. It's got to be tough.
It is, and we had the trailer out last month and even earlier this month, And normally, we haven't done that in the past. We didn't do that last year. We created the trailer and got on the road. And we all received some shockers right out the gate, because we ended up meeting some survivors that came to us because their loved ones on this year's trailer. So we're meeting survivors before even starting the tour per se.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. I mean, you guys are going to be on the road for over 2 months, right?
84 days.
84 days. Wow. And yeah, for everybody watching, you can go to the endofwatchride.com and you can see the route and the stops that they're going to be doing. It literally, it's all across the country. It's a big, well, it's not really a circle, but it's all over the country, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all over the country. The route does look a little weird, but we have to watch for elements, and weather takes a big part in it. And so, yes, it is all over the country, 46 states.
And you're the founder of this organization. What motivated you to, I mean, what in your history motivated you to do something like this?
Went to the first funeral I went to was Saul Gallegos's, and then went to 2 more funerals, and it always stuck in my head that we as society could do a little bit more, bridging the gap between departments, but also not forgetting these men and women, and letting the survivors know that we're not going to forget about these men and women. And so this year we actually are memorializing 2 fallen officers from the past. And that's Sal Gallegos and Lane Frost. And they will be on 2 of the Harleys, and we will be talking about them, bringing them back from the past. Their end of watch was 2003. Then on the other 4 bikes, we have officers from 2019 that we're honoring.
Wow, I'm just looking over your website right here. You have quite a few sponsors, and this is how it's funded, right? From donations and sponsorships.
Yeah. So Beyond the Call does not pay anybody to be part of it. We are 100% volunteers. Not one penny is coming out of Beyond the Call for wages or anything. We rely extremely on sponsorship. Phoenix is our diamond sponsor. Our platinum sponsors are Lone Wolf, Harley Davidson, and Veteran Security Services. Our gold sponsors, obviously from last year as well, is Yokes, and New America, a lender by the name of Jason Gray out of Redmond, Washington. And we also have Garda World, international and local, U.S. And then we have a lot of silver sponsors, everything from JDC Jewelry Design Center to Combat First Aid out of Wenatchee. We have ADI Graphics out of Yakima that just does all the graphics, and they're phenomenal. We have Simpson Helmet, and obviously Josh Harris. Whenever he gets around to it, he comes out and talks. And
yeah, I was going to say, I kind of recognize that face from Deadliest Catch, right?
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. So
yeah, pretty awesome. So if anybody's able to donate, I think you have a donate button on here somewhere, right?
Yes, we do. We do have a donate button. Should be on the main page.
Let me see if I can pull it up here. My internet is a little slow because I'm using quite a bit of it to be on this show.
Right.
Yeah, there's a contribute now button right there on your main page. That's it.
Yeah. And then
that is very awesome.
Yeah, and if you go to the event page, it'll show you the whole route. So
let's check that out.
And that's
there's the trailer.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of pictures. That's a lot of officers that gave their life. So yeah, here's the stops. This Friday, Grant County Sheriff's Office in Ephrata.
Yes.
And then Yakima Department of Corrections in Yakima. And then Saturday we'll be going over on the west side to the Tulalip Police Department in Snohomish County, and then the Bothell Police Department. And then Sunday to Grays Harbor and then
No,
Lewis County.
that one got canceled. The Grays
Oh.
Harbor got canceled.
Okay.
So we'll be doing the State Patrol at 9 a.m. and I'll be updating this tomorrow.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, people can look at this route, you know, all around the United States, crisscrossing back and forth. And then in August, right, is when you guys make your way back to Spokane?
That is correct. August 18th, we'll be coming back to Spokane.
That is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. You know, I'm really looking forward to it. You know, we flew down to Las Vegas not too long ago. People remember I got all sunburnt and was peeling everywhere to break in a few new bikes, and had a great time. And the bikes that are going to be escorting the End of Watch trailer, the Rolling Memorial, they have officers' names and their End of Watch date on them as well, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. Each bike is named after a fallen officer.
It's pretty incredible. So I can only imagine the cost of all of this, you know, hotel rooms and food and just gas alone. So if anybody's able to help out, wants to be a sponsor of this, it is a very, very worthwhile cause. And if you're in the areas where we're going to be, especially here in Washington, for the first weekend, because most of the people that watch this show are from Washington State, there's a few from outside, but if you're anywhere close, spend the time, come down. And is there times, JC, on the website of where we're going to be at what time?
No, we'll be posting that the night before on our Facebook Live. So every night at 8 o'clock, I will be announcing the next day's stop and the time.
Okay. And what, just so people can find it, what is your Facebook?
It's EOW Ride on Facebook.
Okay. Let me get that on there real quick. EOW Ride?
Yes.
On
RID.
Facebook.
Yeah.
There it is, right there on Facebook. EOW Ride. So make sure that you guys go to their Facebook page and like their Facebook page and check out the notifications every night at 8 o'clock, starting Friday night, right?
We actually started the 8 o'clock showing every night last night. So what we're doing is we have a sponsor that's the Nightcap edition. It's 1350 Distilling out of Colorado. And every night at 8 o'clock, we will be talking about the fallen officers that we visit that day and announcing our next stop. So we already started the Nightcap edition yesterday, talking about the 2 officers that are on our bikes. Tonight, I'll be talking about 2 more officers that are on another 2 of our bikes and who they are, and continue that all the way till Friday. And then Thursday night, we'll be talking about the stops on Friday.
Okay. All right. Perfect. We have some comments. I've been kind of keeping tabs on I don't see all the questions coming on here. We're broadcasting this on multiple channels. So some of them don't come in very well, but there's some comments in here. Kelly Landon said that she'll see us in Tulalip and Bothell.
Awesome.
That is absolutely awesome. Here's another comment from Anna Wood. Just putting my hand on that trailer brought tears to my eyes. Absolutely. That is very true, Anna. Thank you for that comment. And here's another one from Ted Bayer. Thank you for honoring our fallen law enforcement officers. Very important, you know, especially, and I don't want to turn this into a political thing, but I can't really help it, right? There's so many politicians that don't honor our fallen officers. They're busy honoring criminals all the time. defunding the police, and not showing them the respect that they deserve, because our law enforcement officers, without them, people can imagine what it would be like living in this country.
Well, Chief, one of the things I've really mentioned is I'd like somebody in this world, and as you know, I came from a third world country, and I would like somebody to just come to me and give me one profession, just one profession in this whole wide world that we don't have anybody that has had issues in that profession, that we don't have a bad apple in that profession. I talk often, doctors, lawyers. A doctor kills somebody on the operating table, and all that happens is a malsuit. There's no jail.
Right. And it's not all over the news most of the time either. I mean, there's thousands of malpractice cases all across the country.
Yeah, and so I don't think one or two bad apples should ruin all of these men and women. And what we're trying to do is remind and honor the sacrifice that they've done. So why are we're not trying to get political, is allow us to honor these good men and women and give them the decency, and give the survivors the decency and the respect for allowing them to grieve for their loss.
Right. Yeah, nobody's perfect, and that includes police officers, judges, doctors, lawyers. But yeah, it's really easy for the news media and politicians to demonize officers. Like you said, when one or two make a mistake or do something questionable, all of a sudden they're all painted with a broad brush, and we cannot allow that. Our society depends on law and order, and there's 800,000 police officers across this nation, approximately, that go about doing their job and doing it well, protecting the communities that they live in and they love, and do a darn good job of it, day and night, 7 days a week, all year long. And it's just sad that politicians and the news media need to focus attention to what may go wrong, or a bad apple, like you said. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be absolutely incredible. Let me see if we have a question on here. Emery Lane. Did you know Under Sheriff Lane began his law enforcement career in Soap Lake in '86, just a couple miles away from End of Watch Ride's first stop? Wow. That's incredible. And I'm honored to be riding the Harley Davidson that is memorializing Under Sheriff Lane, who was from right here in Ferry County where I live. So thanks, Emery, for throwing that up there. Okay, here's a question from Kelly Landon. What should we expect at the memorials? So what happens at the memorial? Where you start?
The memorials are for the survivors and fellow law enforcement that knew the fallen officer. What we do is we allow the time for those fellow officers to pay their respect to their officer, and allow the survivors to at least try and find a little bit of solace that we are going around the nation, we are honoring their loved one, and hope that we can bring just a little bit of healing to that. So yeah, you'll just see a lot of what we do when we get there.
So at a typical stop, the memorial trailer comes in with a motorcycle escort, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, and then it rolls in, and there's a little bit of setup to do ahead of time. Is that right? Or
yes, there is. There's a little setup. We have for the survivors. We have some stuff that we bring for them and give to them, and then the general public can partake, and if they wanted to buy anything that we have on the tables, they are welcome to. All that money goes to the survivors. And that's one of the key things, Chief, is last year we raised $31,000 for survivors, and 100% of that went to the survivors. So whatever we get on the road from anything that we are selling or giving away, then that money goes, or any donations collected goes towards the survivors of that year, 100%.
That's absolutely awesome. And what type of things do you have there for people to pick up?
Oh, Lord, we have a lot of stuff. We have shirts, we have bracelets, we have flags, we have mugs, we have just a ton of stuff.
Okay, and people can come up to the table, buy those things, and the money goes to help this cause and support the families. And then people can also walk around the rolling memorial trailer, correct? And see the pictures of the officers?
Absolutely. They sure can. Like I said, there's 338 this year. It starts from January 1 to August on one side, and then continues August to December 31st on the other side.
Okay. Here's a good question for you. Do you expect counter protests, and to what degree?
Well, God loving and God fearing, I don't expect anything. I'm not in the mood, and we are not there to challenge any protest. You know, again, we live in this beautiful, beautiful country called the United States of America, where this is one of the last countries in the world that allows you freedom of speech. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm there for survivors. I'm there for officers. And, you know, that's what we're there for.
Okay. All right, you guys. So you see, well, no, you don't right now, but let me put it back up here real quick. There's the website right there, endofwatchride.com. You guys be sure to go over there. Be sure to go to the Facebook page, EOW Ride, and like the page, and stay notified of where it's going and the times. Remember, every night at 8 o'clock, you can join in live with JC on Facebook. So, JC, you have anything else that you'd like to put out here?
No, thank you so much, Chief, for bringing us on here. Looking forward to seeing you on Friday in the morning. Just be ready. We got a long day.
I'm ready. I am ready. Yeah, hopefully it's not quite as hot as Nevada and Arizona.
They said rain, so I'm hoping we don't get too much rain. So
awesome. Okay, we can deal with the rain, right? We're from Washington.
Right.
All right, JC, it's an honor, and God bless you for the work that you're doing, and remembering the fallen officers.
Will do. God bless you, Chief. Thank you so much.
All right, and we'll see you Friday. Bye-bye. All right, you guys, how awesome is that? Right? I cannot believe that I'm going to be on that ride starting Friday. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Don't forget to go to endofwatchride.com and come on out. Even join up in the ride. You know, we need a huge caravan. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Showing support for law enforcement. Show the media and the left, the far left radicals, that real Americans love our law enforcement. That would be absolutely phenomenal. All right, you guys, 30 minutes. Wow. I will see you right here next Tuesday night, and possibly before, doing a live. I appreciate you guys. And don't forget to check out chiefculp.com. We've got some new items in the store. I think that you're going to love them. All right, you guys, take care. God bless, and good night.